Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Midday News. The headlines. Fuel shortage hit CHOMA, ISOKA and SOLWEZI district. Zambia to receive 8.7 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines from the African Union. Details coming through after this commercial.
2021 is finally here. Zambia is at the crossroads heading towards general elections this August. In the world where fake news, biased reporting on national issues has become the order of the day, in a world where social media in most cases spills lies and exaggerated information, insightful coverage, Zambia needs one media. Living in a country where people are slowly promoting tribalism, hatred, bitterness and revenge, political temperature is heating up and people's hearts are perplexed. Zambia needs one media. Zambia being a Christian nation living under the lordship of Jesus Christ, the nation cannot afford a compromised gospel. Zambia needs a prophetic media house. For hope, peace and unity, Zambia needs Camnet television. For non-biased, factual reporting, balanced opinion, accurate news coverage, Zambia needs Camnet television. For national projects and development of our beloved country Zambia, watch Camnet TV on channel 274 DSTV, channel 98 on Go TV and channel 106 on Topstar. Remember, Camnet TV is not just another channel.
And now the midday news in detail. Fuel shortages have continued to be experienced in various parts of the country. CHOMA and Livingston District in Southern Province, SOLWEZI in Northwestern Province, Lundazi in Eastern Province, and ISOKA District in Chinga Province are all experiencing scarcity of the commodity. Government, through Energy Minister Matthew Nkuwa, at a major briefing, accused oil marketing companies of creating what he termed artificial fuel shortages. Mr. Nkuwa further informed the nation that the fuel crisis would be normalized by Tuesday this week. Details in the following report.
Continued to experience fuel shortage, and service stations which happen to have access to the commodity are attracting long queues as a result of panic buying. This is in SOLWEZI district as motorists queue to refuel their vehicles so that they can continue with their business activities and personal errands. One filling station had the commodity at the time, hence most people could not miss the opportunity. The situation is the same in several parts of the country, and this is certainly affecting national productivity. Some people had a tough time to access transportation to various destinations, and in CHOMA district of Southern Province, Sunday afternoon, the situation was the same as several motorists had to endure being in the long queue at the service station which had some fuel stocks. However, filling stations are now becoming potential breeding sites for COVID-19 as they are becoming more crowded with people. Safety issues also come into the picture. In an event of a fire incident, more people would be affected. Notably, the government through the Ministry of Energy has assured that measures have been put in place to mitigate the fuel challenges, and by Tuesday next week, the commodity is expected to be in abundance to normally fuel the economy. The Minister of Energy also said that the public should not expect any pump price adjustment as prices have been maintained as they are. Further, in a recent statement, the government said it is working with oil marketing companies to ensure the stable supply of fuel into the country. The ministry further stated that Indeni Petroleum Refinery will soon resume operations as government is finalizing the financing agreement with the supplier. It is with hope that the fuel shortage being experienced in the country will be addressed on time to avoid affecting other sectors of the economy. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
In other news, Residents of Lusaka's John Howard compound in CHOMA constituency have bitterly complained against the indiscriminate burning of waste in broad daylight by unknown people, which puts lives of other residents at risk, especially those with health conditions like asthma. Residents claim that the acts are being deliberately done by people owning businesses within the area who are heaping up garbage in John Howard Dam with a view of filling it up. Then as the dam fills up, the business owners also find it easy to extend their business premises. The angry residents have since called on the Lusaka City Council to quickly intervene in the matter before lives are put at risk. Burning of waste in open air spaces can cause long-term health complications due to toxic fumes released during the burning process.
Open air burning is a chargeable offense, but due to poor enforcement of the law, some people are getting away with it. The people of Lusaka's CHOMA constituency in John Howard compound have been enduring massive choking air pollution against their will. This dam has been serving as a drainage for nearby compounds, but some people are now illegally burying the dam using illegal means through dumping of waste and open air burning in order to allocate themselves plots. And this continues to annoy the residents of this locality who feel helpless due to lack of consideration by authorities.
Ero chusi chirungena manyumba futi pano ndine menso siniangana ya nafa ya baba. So, boma please, munitandizire. Chusi chireko yaka. Ero bana bagona mamene mu mchidamu bana baleko gona manyumba chifuka cha chidamu cha menecho manje tizakala bwanji. Kale kunalibe mkhalidwe manje urubwera bwanji manje
kabwere yangane pa chidamu kugulisa chidamu manzi azaenda kuti ndiye question yamene nifunsa chifukwa John Howard yonse manzi ni mwamene manje wakagulisa nishinzelu ni chani.
As provided by the law, any person who contravenes the provisions of the Environmental Management Act No. 12 of 2011 and Statutory Instrument No. 112 of 2013 is liable to a fine of between 1,800 kwacha to 15,000 kwacha or serve a jail sentence of up to 2 years. Citizens Environmental Concern Executive Director Conwell Hagapia is concerned that there has been poor enforcement on open air burning.
In CHOMA, where a community have been throwing disposing in a dam of some kind and they are burning it, it's unlawful. It's wrong. We only have one dump site, which is Chunga. That's where people are supposed to be taking their garbage in the first place. All these waste management companies are supposed to take their garbage there. Why is it that people are creating a separate dump site which is not even designated? It's bad for people's health. It's bad for the environment. It's unlawful. It's not even supposed to be tolerated. It's not even supposed to be allowed in the first place.
I spoke to Lusaka District Commissioner David Silubanji to get his perspective on this subject.
I will be engaging the Lusaka City Council immediately to send their health inspectors on that area and see what is happening and find out who are perpetuating that thing, because we had already informed these people through the council that they should stop dumping the waste. If there are other community-based companies which are in the business of collecting garbages, please go and dump your garbages to designated area. This is a Chunga dump site. As at the moment, that's the only dump site we know as the Lusaka district. So if you find you dumping, at the same time, I will also engage the police to ensure that they keep an eye on that area, because it's very close to our police station in CHOMA. So we don't want that illegality to continue.
Tolerating illegalities is the other way of legalizing them. It is everyone's responsibility to be part of the solution in a bid to protect the environment. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
The African Union has allocated 8.7 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines to Zambia. Zambia's ambassador to Ethiopia, Emmanuel Mwamba, says the initiative is being done under the COVID-19 African Vaccine Acquisition Task Team, a platform which was created to ensure that up to 60% of Africa's population will be vaccinated against the coronavirus by December 2021. Mr. Mwamba says the platform was created by President Cyril Ramaphosa, chairperson of the African Union, in November 2020, with the mandate of securing the necessary vaccines and blended financing resources for achieving Africa's COVID-19 vaccination strategy, which targets vaccinating a minimum of 60% of Africa's population. He says under the mechanism, the vaccine are being sourced from Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca. Among the related quantities are 50 million doses of the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, 100 million doses of AstraZeneca vaccine through the Serum Institute of India, and 120 million doses of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
The African Union has established a platform called the African Vaccine Task Team, AVAT. This team has been mandated with acquiring vaccines for Africa and Africa member states. The initiative targets to inoculate up to 60% of Africa's population against the COVID-19. The vaccines that will be obtained will require approval from the Africa CDC and from member states on regulatory and local mechanisms. The purpose of the AVAT is just to secure the vaccines in time for member states, and also to arrange finance facility through the Africa Export and Import Bank, AfriExim. Please note that member states still have an opportunity to arrange their own bilateral or commercial arrangements, and they even have an opportunity to opt out of this mechanism. But however, the African Union has set up AVAT under President Cyril Ramaphosa to ensure that Africa has equitable access to these vaccines.
In other news, an organization calling itself Youth in Action for Disability Inclusion has complained lack of inclusion in government-aided empowerment programs. The organization, through its director Ian Banda, cites the recently announced release of the 470 million Kwacha Youth Empowerment Funds as one of which its members has not benefited from. Mr. Banda wonders why persons with disabilities are being looked down upon by the very people who are supposed to be helping them.
Poverty levels among persons living with disabilities have remained high, with discrimination, economical and social exclusion being a daily manner. While begging has remained their daily bread, financial support has also remained a mystery. Persons living with a disability can positively contribute to the growth of the Zambian economy if the right support is given to them. It is for this reason that the Youth in Action and Disability Inclusion is calling on government to consider including persons with a disability on the list of the beneficiary of the youth empowerment funds being distributed across the country.
We therefore call upon the government through the Ministry of Youth and Sport to implement immediate measures to address the plight of youths with disabilities, to enable them to participate in the society on an equal basis with those without disabilities. We demand that Zambia takes serious steps to ensure that it includes youth with disabilities in the Youth Empowerment Fund. Without swift action by government, youths with disabilities are condemned to a life of poverty and may end up on the street as beggars, as trends that needs to be avoided.
In August of 2020, Republican President Edgar Lungu launched a 470 million youth empowerment funds, which the Minister of Sports, Youths and Child Development, Emmanuel Mlenga, has already started distributing across the country. However, persons with a disability are being left out from being beneficiaries of these funds.
Recently, as an organization, we have been trying to involve youths with disabilities in the Empowerment Fund, of which we did and supported by the Provincial Office. But to our surprise, we were shocked that the Youth Empowerment Fund has been distributed, and yet any youths with disabilities amongst our group committees has been benefited from the Youth Empowerment Fund. Despite Zambia making commitment in its national development plan in leaving no one behind, youths with disabilities, we have noted with concerns that youths with disabilities still suffer from exclusion and denial of opportunities for empowerment and self-development.
In the fight against poverty in the country, inclusion of all persons to benefit from the funding remains key in attaining the vision of Zambia becoming a prosperous and middle-income country by the year 2030. Prudence Chota for Camnet TV News.
Well, that news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. Fuel shortages hit CHOMA, ISOKA and SOLWEZI district. Zambia to receive 8.7 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines from the African Union. Thank you for joining me. I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Good afternoon and stay safe.